Hi, my name is Richard McClure. I'm going to share you how our experience with Bank of America went on their PPP loans that we applied for. And going to highlight how Bank of America is really screwing small businesses that are applying for these loans. And really this was triggered last night on 4/26, April 26th. This article appeared right here in CNBC, and it was talking about how the CEO of Bank of America, Brian Moynihan, is calling out Congress to fully fund the small business loan program. This is nothing but a PR scam for the bank. You can check out the link. I'm going to put the link below and you can read about it and you can see how they kind of treat their businesses, small businesses. And please, please share this, post it, forward it to anyone you know, especially small businesses. But if you can actually share it and get it to post, try to get it ranking up on the YouTube and they'll get some more views on it because it'll get out to a lot more people. I see this coming as being a huge issue. This is really, it's not just a Bank of America issue. This is a big business, big banks, big government, and how they can sometimes just squash the small businesses. The average hardworking American that keeps this country running is really fighting for survival. They can't survive in these, against these big businesses sometimes. So I'm going to put the link down there. And the intent of this video is not to bash Bank of America or big corporate America, but hopefully it'll shed some light on some of the major issues that we got to fix in this economy. Hopefully I can help you from missing out on a second round of funding too. So I'm going to go into detail about how Bank of America screwed up my PPP loan application, and that way hopefully it doesn't happen to you, because they're fixing to open it up this morning. So at 8 or 9 o'clock, it's like 2:30 in the morning, I'm working on this. But it's funny how wealthy people, the big banks, large corporations, it's funny how they spin how they're helping the small businesses, because they're really not. They're trying, it's all for the big business. And this news article really prompted me to put this up here because I wanted to share how Bank of America has treated our small business. We're an essential service provider and we're struggling in this current economy like a lot of people. I'm not the only one. I'm blessed that I'm still working right now. I hate to have to be able to get out in it, but at least it's an option. And my customers, we do hospitals and we do nursing homes and we do residential and commercial jobs. A lot of our commercial shut down right now. We can't be working on those, but a lot of residential customers really want good air quality. You know, we're getting the heat turned on. I mean, the ACs really need to run right now because it's getting hot. So we're out there doing that. That's what we do. So, but I've been struggling. You know, I've been playing catch up, been working all weekend long, and I'm understaffed. I'm working in the middle of the night. You know, I'm working on this 2:40 in the morning or something. You know, my wife's been asleep for hours. I'm still working. So this is the typical struggle, though, of small businesses and how they struggle. This is really, you know, I feel for them. So I know where a lot of guys are at. So let me go through this, how this works. So on March 30th of 2020, actually I was notified of how the SBA was going to come out with these loan programs and some of these grant programs like the EIDL and the Paycheck protection loan, and then you could do some other stuff. After I heard about it, I kind of contacted several different people so we could talk about it. Some of them, I contacted some accountants, some CPAs, some attorneys, and some other small business owners. And after doing some research on the SBA.gov website, I actually came up with a list of documents that were probably going to be required to get that loan. So we also started researching, you know, where we're going to have to apply for it too, because it wasn't going to open. You couldn't submit any loans till April 3rd. But here's the thing: is we understood that the loans were going to be back through SBA, and they weren't going to be taking any loans till April 3rd. But you'd have to apply through an approved SBA lender. We already had a long-term relationship with Bank of America, so we're happy to see that they were one of those lenders. We checked their website to see if they had any information about the program and if we could apply. They didn't really have any information on there that was useful at the time, and there was no way to apply. So the plan was for me, I was going to show up to Bank of America early in the morning on the 3rd when and I was going to submit our application. So they didn't open till 10 a.m. on Friday morning on the 3rd. So what I did is I showed up at like 8:15 in the morning. I figured, hey, just to make sure, I want to make sure I'm here early, sit right in front of the doorway, gonna kind of watch people as they come and go, but I want to get in there and try to get this loan because I figure it's probably going to be pretty crazy. I didn't care if I had to wait all day long. I was going to be there, and I wanted to get these documents in. I had a whole folder full of documents. So, and while I was waiting though, I was like, let me call some other lenders. Maybe some other people are doing this too. Well, what they told me though was, and I'm just going to find out later, this is kind of how Bank of America was doing it too, is they said that they were only reserving these applications. They were only do applications for their existing customers. So, you know, I didn't know why they would kind of do. I know they'd do that because they wanted to restrict how many loans they were going to do. But at the same time, you got to realize that 1% was going to be the fee. That's going to be the interest rate you were going to get on these loans if it wasn't forgivable. After that, though, you'd have to pay it off. Well, here's the deal. So the government's paying the banks another 5%. So this is probably the best deal the banks have seen in a long time. So, well, I know they didn't want to have to process a bunch of loans, but they're going to be making good money at this deal. So anyways, I figured no worries. You know, I'm already parked in the Bank of America parking lot. I figured, you know, I'll wait here, and when they open, I'll get in, I'll get this loan in. Well, surprisingly, at about 8:58 a.m. in the morning, I went back, checked the Bank of America website, and they now had a link with details saying, here's how you apply for the PPP program. So I think, awesome. I go, and they actually said on there, no branch is going to be handling them. You're going to have to do everything on the online portal. And then they said there was going to be some stipulations on that. They says, okay, you're going to have existing, they're going to only process applications for existing customers, and they got to have business checking account or another credit card or an existing loan, or they weren't going to do it. I figured cool, no problem. Check. I said, we've been with them for 7 years. I've been incorporated for over 4 years. I got great personal credit scores. The business has good credit scores. We even checked, you may not even know this, there's a FICO SBSS score that the SBA uses to pre-screen their loans. I found out where to go find that. I looked it up. It'll go up to, they say they'll do like 160 or better. Ours are like 222 out of 300. So they're like, hey, we're super low risk. So I figured, sweet. I go, well, I had all the documents with me in the truck. I got a cell connection on my laptop, so I figured, hey, I'll just go online now and fill this application out. It's pretty straightforward. Didn't have to put a lot of information in it. I already had the documents. I kind of knew what I needed. So by 9:30 a.m. April the 3rd, I had the application put in. I was a little concerned though because I didn't receive a confirmation number. I just received a message saying, we received your application. That's all I got. You know, anywhere else you go pay bills, you're going to get a confirmation number on that. So I just waited patiently and hoped for the best. I figured, well, you know, I'll wait and see what happens. And it was really a relief. I received an email from Bank of America on Sunday, April the 5th at 9:10 a.m. saying, your Paycheck protection loan application has been received. So it took them 2 days to get that to me, but I got it. So to then advise you to gather certain documents and wait for an email for additional instructions. And it specifically said, it says, what are you going to do next? It says, gather these certain documents. It says, look for additional communications about your loan application to arrive by email, which it did. It says, do not proactively deliver or send documents to your financial center or banking teams. Information about your application status will not be available through our financial centers or contact centers due to the nature of the loan process and the steps being involved. Here's what to do next. Here's what we will do next. We will contact you with the next steps and to collect any required documents. We will process your loan application with the Small Business Administration as quickly as possible. That's what they said they were going to do. Well, so that was the first confirmation that we saw. It was 2 days after the original loan application. Sunday, April 6th, 12:18 p.m., we get an email from Bank of America saying, okay, we're ready to receive documents. So we started getting together those documents. We set up and logged into the document portal they asked us to log into, and we had them uploaded at 3:16 on Sunday. That was the 6th of April. That was 3 hours after they requested them, so everything was uploaded. At this point, I'm thinking we're good. Okay, we've got an established essential services business that's normally at high demand, but we're an air conditioning heater contractor outside of Dallas, Texas, and so we're located in the hot south, and the season was getting ready to take off. Well, the current medical emergency was affecting that, that we've got going on. It slowed our business down. Well, we figured we could really use some financial assistance, so it would help out. So we got great credit history, we got good credit scores. We were even thinking about taking out a bigger loan, since it's probably going to be at a really good rate. So we were going to take, instead of taking like a $30,000 PPP loan, I was thinking about doing maybe a $120,000 loan because I could get it at a good rate. And now's the time to do it, not when you just actually have no other options. So we figured it'd be a good opportunity to expand, hire some new people, since a lot of people need work now. So that's going to need more trucks, additional trucks, more equipment, more training, more advertising. So I figured, hey, that'd be good. So basically, we waited patiently for days, seeing how many people were struggling with this. The whole process was a mess. It wasn't just a Bank of America. And I tried to reach out to my local branches. I couldn't even get anybody to answer the phone. So I tried making online appointments to meet with the banker in person, or even just to get a phone call meeting. They were booked for at least 2 weeks out, and their calendar doesn't even let you book anything past 2 weeks. So I was like, threw my hands up on that. And I was wanting to discuss upping our existing credit lines or applying for some other loans. But there wasn't a way to get it done. So I pretty much had to give up and figured I just have to settle for this PPP loan when it came through. Okay? We started seeing reports, though, that the funding was probably going to run out pretty soon. But I figured since we applied it so early, we jumped through all the hoops. Hey, I got a good credit rating. I got a legitimate business. I figured $30,000 PPP loan wouldn't be a risk for them at all. So I was pretty confident we'd get it. So, I check out and we start looking around to see, hey, we're hearing this thing, so maybe we're going to run out of money. It says, SBA actually released their PPP report on April 16th. So that's 13 days after the program started. And they stated that funding for the program was maxed out. The report also detailed how many loans were made, what industries and states received the loans, and the amounts. So you got to understand that the average loan was $206,000 for the PPP program. Wow. If that's supposed to be to benefit a small business, we must be considered micro of business. We do almost $500,000 a year, and we don't have that kind of money coming in as far as just having on payroll. So literally, if you take that $206,000 loan, that was the average loan, the average American worker's pay, as listed on the Bureau of Labor Statistics, so that's a government website, it's basically $4,056 a month. So to qualify that PPP deal, you'd multiply that by 2.5 times, and it turns into be $10,140 per employee. So if you divide that big number with the amount of loans they did, and the amount of money they did, you basically come up with your average loan at $206,000 would be like 20 employees in that company. That probably is getting to be a small business. It's not huge. Some businesses were really huge that did these loans. So that number really looks correct, But if you look at the numbers on that, the actual report that the Small Business Association did or the SBA did, it's really messed up. What they did is they looks like they took all the applications in, they probably looked over them all, and they basically pushed through the larger loans and said, hey, let's push these through first, it'll be less work to do, we're getting this 6% out of the deal, hey, we're good. So what they did is, and they probably just used the smaller ones, they filled it out after they had the big ones processed and just did as many as they could on the smaller ones until it ran out. So that brings us back to Bank of America on Sunday, April the 18th at 5:55 p.m. So things closed, money's not there anymore. I received an email from Bank of America about our application for the PPP program. It stated that we were missing documents, or we had too many documents, or we had the incorrect documents, and they were unable to submit our loan until these documents were uploaded to their portal. It says, please log on to the portal and make the necessary changes. So in utter frustration, knowing that the program already ran out of funding and had been closed for days at this point, I went ahead and logged on to the site, tried to update the documents, thinking, well, maybe the loan's already been submitted, maybe they just need some documents signed or something. So when I logged on to the portal and I looked up, so it wouldn't even let me upload any new documents and wouldn't let me delete any. So I did notice that originally there was an empty folder labeled instructions, and when I checked in it, I went ahead and clicked on it to see if there was anything in it. And to my surprise, there were actually now 4 documents in that folder. There was originally only one, and it was a set of the instructions were in there to begin with. So the first ones, it was an instruction doc to actually tell you how to use their interlink website. And then you had another one, this is a new one that I hadn't seen before. It says, was the required document reference sheet for. And the date on the bottom of that actually said 4/7/2020 at 2:54 p.m. So keep in mind, we uploaded all our documents on the 6th. The other thing that we saw in there was, it says there was another document that said loan amount template, and there was one that said PPP application addendum 4. So those were actually the newer documents. We had originally filled out the versions that it was online, but now they had a PDF version they wanted you to sign or fill out. So they already had the documents, they just wanted a different version of it. So, and if you look at the bottom of those, it actually says that the documents were created on 4/4/20. But if you look at the website, it actually said they were added on 4/8 at 5:20. So again, 5:20 a.m. and 3:15 p.m. That was 2 days after the original documents. Then we uploaded the original documents. So here's what happens. So after requesting the initial documents to be uploaded to their portal, 2 days later, Bank of America uploaded additional loan documents, but they failed to notify us that those documents were needed to process the loan until after the entire program had run out of funding and had been closed down. So the next day, Sunday, April the 19th, Bank of America portal actually allowed us to update and delete and to change the documents that we'd already submitted previously, which we promptly did. So by 5:46 p.m. that afternoon, we had uploaded whatever they needed and said they didn't have. We fixed that, even though they never notified us about it. So we did receive a confirmation that those documents had been uploaded to Bank of America. So I'm hoping that this round of funding in the PPP, I'm hoping that Bank of America will resubmit our loan to the SBA in a timely manner. We're currently looking into this better small banking option, and if anybody's got any recommendations on who they use or any feedback, please let us know. We do have, well, I heard good things about Frost and Region Bank locally. And FYI, QuickBooks actually was able to process our PPP loan application through their web portal. And they have notified us about new documents, and they actually notified us that they're going to reopen the program. So they're saying, hey, update your stuff. There might be some changes. We're going to notify you. And they did have some stuff that needed to be changed. And I had actually I got emails on it. I had multiple associates reach out to me on the phone and tell us, hey, make sure you update this. We want to make sure you know these changes are coming so that you can get online and update the documents. So, it's a long video. I just really wanted to explain how this, Bank of America really screwed us on this, and I'm sure I'm not the only ones. These big banks are screwing people left and right. I would highly recommend that you pursue other loan options other than Bank of America, because they really don't care about their small business customers. And it's getting late, and I got to get up early, and I want to get back on this thing early in the morning. I probably will drive to the bank, and I'm going to camp out because I want to try to get some other stuff done too. So anyways, that's how it goes. It's Richard. Sorry for the long video. I think this is going to be something people are going to be talking about though. Thanks for watching.